Morning, world.
Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Friday to you. It's Michael Patrick Shields, heard all across the state of Michigan. Glad to have you with us here this morning. We are live in our American Metal Roof studio in the Gillespie Group Stadium District building, just a couple blocks from the Capitol, and brought to you this morning, as I said, by American Metal Roofs. They can come out and give you an energy audit, save you up to 50% on your energy bills. Go to AmericanMetalRoofs.com or call 877-569-4700. It's the start of the holiday weekend. We'll get you the weather report coming up shortly and remind you that 1 week from today, we'll be broadcasting live from the Detroit Regional Chamber Policy Conference on Mackinac Island. That's brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, Clark Hill, AARP, Family Resource Centers, and Health Partners. And Gary Austin, the anchorman, that's a big event every year with lots of politicians, business leaders, anybody who is anybody, and we try to speak to them all during those couple days.
Yeah, and you just love it, don't you? You love it up there.
Well, it's well, everyone, first of all, is on an island, so they tend to relax a little bit more.
Yeah,
it's a little more casual. And there are lots of social occasions. You know, you can stand on that porch and look at the Straits of Mackinac and maybe have a mint julep in your hand and sort of talk things over, and people tend to get a lot of things done, and so we try to reflect that on the morning show.
It's pretty much nonstop, right? I mean, right as soon as you guys get going early in the morning and then, right into the evening with all the other activities.
Yeah, we're right at the footsteps around the desk from the Grand Hotel lobby, so there's a lot of traffic that people come off the elevator or down the steps to go outside, and you can smell the horses from our set.
Yeah, that's neat.
And the lilacs, put it that way.
There's always something going on, and you can think of all the unique places across the fruited plain, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find any place more unique than that whole Mackinac Island experience up there.
Beautiful stuff.
You
Let's make the shuttle astronauts up there aboard Endeavour our Northwood University leaders of the day. Northwood University is celebrating 51 years of producing leaders, and they're working through the night on the 50-foot orbital boom sensor system on the International Space Station. It's the fourth spacewalk of the mission, and the last time a shuttle crew is ever going to work on the exterior of the International Space Station. Shuttle program, as you know, is being retired this year, and so a major milestone reached today when the total numbers of hours spent spacewalking for the assembly of the space station is going to surpass 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 hours of floating around up there in space. They call it spacewalking, but essentially you're floating. And as I understand it, next week, when Endeavour comes back to Earth for the last time and lands at the Kennedy Space Center, it's going to be at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, how about that?
A night landing.
Another milestone,
Yeah.
closer to home.
Yeah.
How about that? A new state budget.
How about
Would
it?
you ever have dreamed these guys could hammer that out so quickly? We'd have to go back nearly 30 years to
Is that
find a
right?
state budget done this quickly, and
Wow.
Governor Snyder thinks it's just great.
It's coming
Anyway,
under the wire,
we'll
right?
see.
He
I mean,
said
at this
May
point,
31st, and it's
there's
early.
still quite a few folks who are unhappy at this whole
Something wrong with Gary's microphone there, I guess. We'll have to check that out. The East Coast is in the path of a violent storm system that tore through the central part of the country with those deadly tornadoes you heard about. But now the entire eastern seaboard can expect thunderstorms packing high winds and large hail, torrential rains and winds topping 60 miles an hour, likely this afternoon, from the Carolinas all the way to New England. And those storms could bring more rain to parts of the Midwest, too. Still digging out from this week's severe weather. We'll get Robert Shields' full weather report for the state of Michigan coming up shortly. People are going to be on the move, though, this Memorial Day holiday. AAA says 35 million Americans will be traveling. Are you traveling this weekend? Soaring gas prices, unlikely to keep people from going 50 or more miles from home. So the gas is about $4 a gallon. Are you traveling 50 or more miles? I am. The auto group says there could be a slight uptick in the number of Memorial Day travelers because of more air travel and the improving economy. 90% of people heading somewhere over the long holiday weekend are going to get there by driving and not flying. So we ask you to drive safely and have fun wherever you're going, hopefully here in Pure, Michigan. Guy won a lottery club, and he won $46 million, the Mega Million jackpot, earlier this year. Won part of that money anyway, and now he's facing first-degree premeditated murder charges. 62-year-old Freddie Young in Detroit was bound over for trial for the death of Greg McNichol. The 45-year-old victim was shot and killed on May 7th, and police said that the young confronted McNichol over the threatened eviction of his daughter. So, let you think money solves everything in this case. It certainly didn't. Military families are going to have a new license plate option. Immediate families of fallen troops will be eligible for the Gold Star Family Plate. It's going to cost $5 more than the normal Michigan plates. Governor Snyder called the plates a moving memorial to our heroes and said they're a fitting tribute for families. He signed the bill yesterday. Timing is set, of course, to coincide with the Memorial Day weekend. Police in Grand Rapids won't say much about an incident last month in which they found the former University of Michigan quarterback Tate Forcier hanging out of a third-floor window. He'd locked himself in a bedroom and was out the window when police arrived. A woman believed to be his girlfriend lives in the building. She called police. She said she was afraid he was going to jump. Police are not saying whether they believe he was trying to kill himself or not, but it has been a rough ride for Tate Forcier, who was the University of Michigan quarterback, replaced by Denard Robinson, so Forcier became second string. He was left home from the bowl game this year because his grades weren't good enough. Transferred to Miami, then said he's not going to Miami, so I don't know what's up with him. But let's hope he's all right, mentally anyway. The hunt is on for the 2011 state Christmas tree. That's going to stand in front of the state capitol right down the street here in November. The Department of Technology Management and Budget is spearheading the search for a 65-foot fir or spruce. The state is going to partner with the Michigan Association of Timbermen and the Great Lakes Timber Professionals Association to find the perfect tree. Nominations accepted until July 15th. So if you're in the state of Michigan, and very often they come from the Upper Peninsula, but we're looking for a 65-foot fir or spruce to stand right down the street here in front of the Capitol building. And you can, as you said, you can volunteer your tree if you like. And wouldn't that be a grand moment of the day? Wouldn't that be grand if they picked your tree to be in front of the Capitol? You can call 1-800-33-GRAND if you want to make your vacation grand and go to Grand Hotel, or go to grandhotel.com, like we will next week for the Detroit Regional Chamber Policy Conference. When we get back from this break, Susan Demas will be with us, senior analyst at MERS News. She was on the Senate floor yesterday, and the budget balanced prior to the governor's promised date of May 31st. What does it all mean politically, and what does it mean for you and me? We'll ask her when we get back.